Good morning, guys. How are you? Hopefully you're all doing well. It is March 23rd. It's my birthday. So happy birthday to me. I'm here to give you your morning vibe, and it is early today. I have a new device today. It is not functioning properly though. Something happened to my phone that I usually use, and I had to go unexpectedly go get another one, but this isn't working as planned either, so I'm gonna have to actually record it. So return it. So hopefully you guys can hear me properly and see me properly. But it's a beautiful sunny morning, and that's a great gift to me. I love the sun, I love the heat, and it's warm and beautiful. Ooh, 1-1, new beginnings. Let's see. Father in Heaven, Spirit Guide, show me what is today's vibe for YouTube? Okay, what is today's vibe for YouTube? No new beginning in the past cycle. No growth in the past cycle. No emotion. It's almost like you're having no emotion for the past cycle that did not grow. Okay? You're removing your emotions. The little you have is going away, which is, I guess, a good thing, right? You know things weren't done right, even though things weren't given fairly to you, even though you so desperately wanted to be seen, to be noticed, to be not privileged, but recognized properly. Yeah, see, it's like you're removing your love from this situation. Maybe you weren't listening to your intuition properly when it came to the situation. Maybe there's somebody who's feeling very needy. Maybe you felt you needed to be needed in the past situation. Feeling sad because you weren't needed and somebody wasn't giving to you the way you wanted because there's really no growth, no stability here. Yeah, see, no wish fulfillment here. Unhappy. This didn't turn out the way you thought it was going to be. You maybe possibly thought this was going to lead to having a happy family and a happy life like that, but it didn't. No, so you moved on. You moved on because you needed emotional fulfillment. This wasn't enjoyable anymore. There was no more love. Maybe somebody didn't come through the way you expected, so you had to leave. See, you were like, you didn't know if you should wait anymore. You were like, I don't think I should wait. I need to move on, all right? And I feel like this situation kept you stuck from moving. So yeah, see, broken commitment, broken union, broken contract. Okay, you took a leap of faith forward. Why? Taking a leap of faith to wish fulfillment. 2, being recognized, maybe in somebody else's eyes or maybe in your own eyes. What about this? The collective of YouTube. Yep, taking a leap of faith to get everything that you want. I think you're like, I have everything I need. I'm good. Good. Okay. All right, what about this? Knowing the truth about oh wow, we have the thinking man and the thinking woman together, side by side, knowing. Thinking man, thinking woman. What about this? The 2 thinkers. Thinking, is this a partnership? Maybe knowing? Why the knowing? I'm curious though. Use your head. Thinking of this other person, they're thinking of you, and you're thinking of them. You and me and you together. So happy together. Oh, see? Not so balanced. Yeah, you're like, I don't know if this will ever balance out. This person I'm thinking of And this thinking of me will probably never be completely balanced. Seeing the hidden truth of this broken union. What is this hidden truth? Give me a clarifier. What is the hidden truth? What has been seen? What's been seen? Stability, balance, juggling. Stability in not fighting, in not speaking. So it's almost like they're saying, but you not communicating with the past. Good morning, guys. Oh, thank you. But you not communicating with the past. It's like this is bringing you stability. Weren't we just talking about this yesterday too? The message, to not message, even though you're thinking of them and they're thinking of you. It's like, don't message them. If you don't communicate with them, this will bring stability in your life. But you're both in your head about each other. Just so you know. Okay. It's almost like Spirit wants me to say, just take a little bit of a time out. Rest. Think. Three thinkings. 3 going within. 3, think about the anxiety. The place of anxiety. It's almost like go within and remember the anxiety, the stress that this has brought you. Maybe when you go within in your sleep, you remember the stress, the anxiety. It's almost like you have had no peace because when you're at rest because of the stress and anxiety. Deceit. You keep remembering all the deceitful energy, which is kind of what I was saying yesterday. It's like you're coming to your worth and you're needing to make a choice. Okay? You're needing to make this choice, this decision. Which path will I take? Close your heart. Stop thinking with your heart when it comes to this situation. See? Again, hearts, sideways. It's exactly what I'm saying. For the feminines who are watching me, don't think so much with your heart. It's almost like Spirit saying, numb your heart. Thank you. I'm 44. I'm getting old. So it's like Spirit is saying, numb your heart. Red. I'm seeing a lot of red, guys. Okay? I'm wondering what that means. A lot of red and a lot of blue. So I'm wondering, I forget which chakra the red is for. I think it's your base chakra, your root chakra. Ground yourself, okay? Ground yourself. And maybe you need to surround yourself with red. Maybe you need to surround yourself with some warmth, you know? I associate red with warmth. Envy, strategy, appreciation, and possibilities. So it's like, maybe you need... Let's see, maybe you're going to be envious of a situation or somebody is envious of you and you need to pull some plans together. Maybe you need to get some paperwork together because you're going to be appreciated and you have multiple opportunities available to you. If you do something right and strategic and kind of numb your heart, don't think with your heart so much. All right, I don't want to say be ruthless because that's not good either, right? So it's like, be level-headed. Be level-headed. Don't be ruthless. Don't be too emotional with the situation that you're dealing with at hand, okay? It's like just maybe once you pull this together, people are going to be envious of how you did it. How did they do this? If you're somebody who is a very emotional person, right? If you're somebody who is guided by your heart, let's say, right? Always. When they see that you have changed, I think people are just going to be like, whoa, how did they do that? How did they not react the way I expected them to react? Because typically this person would act like this. But when you do change this way, it's almost like you're going to have so many opportunities at hand for you and available. Interesting. Let's see. What else? Tired, guys. Do you feel it? I feel it. You feel my energy is, maybe because it's early. Maybe I just need about 2 more cups of coffee. Coffee. I need more coffee. I need it like with a tap right there. Coffee. I need coffee. I need caffeine. I need to wake up. Maybe you need to wake up too. Maybe you wake up inside. Like we were saying the other day. Wake me up inside. Okay? Not totally seeing your worth yet. You feel that you're not worthy. It's like spirit, or guys, if this has to do with money, it's like you're not really seeing how much you're worth when it comes to finances. So say if you're dealing with like a divorce case or a settlement case or whatever the case is that has to do with money, it's like you're not seeing this clearly yet. Okay? You feel like you're going to go without. You feel like you're not worthy. Explain this, please. Hold on a second. Too many cards came out. But let's just take a quick peek. Emotional fulfillment and justice in being the privileged woman. And being, and having everything that you want. Waiting to make a choice. To be done healing. Deception in the cycle. It's almost like, I feel like you're going to get some kind of justice given to you because of something that happened in your past cycle. But it's like you don't see clearly what your worth is going to be like or what you are valued at. Maybe you feel like you're valued at less. Does this make any sense to anybody? If it comes to a monetary thing. You're just imagining someone. It's like, it's weird the way the cards fell out, guys. Imagine and loyal hearts. They both fell out sideways. Oh, my stomach is rumbling. It's like you need to imagine the loyalty. You need to imagine the union. All right, explain this. I'm sure they're going to give me a card and I'm going to be like, oh, that's it. You need to doing things by the book in chaos and conflict. It's like you have to imagine. It's like, are you trying to see that somebody's going to be loyal to you and that they're going to do things right, but by doing things right is going to bring chaos and conflict? Or maybe for you to get what you're worth is going to lead to a lot of conflict and no blessings. No blessings? What about this? What is not being blessed? Weird, guys. I'm not even shuffling with this deck. Somehow this card got in this deck. The 7 of Cups, sideways. Not sure which choice to make. Not sure how to choose properly. Feeling like I almost look at this blessed cup as like the Ace of Cups. It's like in reverse. Emotional loss. Not feeling blessed. Feeling like the chaos and conflict will bring you no blessings. That this shitstorm that you'll be entering, this chaotic dismembering of whatever it is you have to deal with right now, is going to leave you in a place of being confused or not knowing how to do things in the right order, which is the right path. Oh my God, this is a lot of confusion in here, guys. Okay, let's see. By not being blessed, you will By not receiving this blessing, you will receive the treasure, okay, of making a choice. You don't realize what the change of direction is going to be. You will no longer be stuck in fear. Give it some time. Okay. Okay, interesting. Wow, interesting, interesting. You don't know the change of direction. You will no longer be stuck in fear. Just give it some time. Be a little patient, maybe. Okay, wasn't meant to be. These cards fell out, but they didn't fall out. Something wasn't meant to be. Something wasn't supposed to fix itself. It wasn't meant to go the distance. I feel like this past relationship or situation wasn't meant for the long haul. Okay. You don't need to finish it. You don't need to wrap this up. You don't need to finish the symphony. The message came sideways in deep knowing. The message is sideways. Receiving the message and knowing. You don't know if you're going to receive the message and know something properly. Is that what it is? That's confusing to me, guys. I'm sorry. I need a clarifier, because if it's confusing to me, it's definitely confusing to you. Why? Explain this to me. Explain this. I feel like whatever situation you're dealing with right now is a little bit turbulent, and I feel like you're in a very confused state. You are trying to figure out what the right way is to do something, because you need to make a choice. Heartbroken and not pain of the heart and not speaking truth and not fighting or being So maybe you're just, excuse me, my stomach is rumbling. You don't want to send the message. You don't know if you want to send the message because of the pain. It's like, but Spirit is saying, don't send the message. It's going to be too much pain. It's going to rehash the pain, okay? It's going to rehash the pain. Do you want to relive the pain? I don't know. Who wants to relive the pain? Not me. Didn't we already go through enough pain? Sacrifice and patience. Sacrifice. Patience in reverse, and emotional withdrawal in reverse. It's almost like the sacrifice of moving quickly. So if you're sacrificing by moving things along fast, will bring you emotional happiness. Is that making sense? Okay. So if you are typically the person that really needs a lot more time, by you being hasty, the sacrifice of being hasty, so it's almost like by you making a fast decision on something is the sacrifice. And by you doing something quickly will bring you emotional fulfillment. Not standing your ground. What about this? Not standing your ground. Don't stand your ground with this emotional loss. Just be happy. So it's like Spirit's trying to tell you, like, shit or get off the pot. Have you ever heard that saying, for those of you who are not Americans? It's like, you know what to do. You know what you want to do. Just fucking do it. Stop like rehashing the past. Don't talk about the pain of the past anymore. But it's like you not standing your ground in what you want is going to bring you more emotional loss. But by you making this fast decision, this quick, hasty decision to bring you happiness, will lead you to rejoicing. relationship. It's almost like saying like this situation this past situation isn't going to give you happiness. You just don't see this clearly yet. So this is for those of you who are really like kind of hanging on, right? Hanging on by that thread, hanging on by that sand granule, or watching that seed, hoping it's going to grow, but like you overwatered it and it's like drowned, right? It's like you don't realize it's not going to lead to your happiness. And I think Spirit's give me another thing to tell you, another sign here is saying like, don't go to devil energies to hide the pain. So like, don't drink your miseries away, okay? Yeah, don't drink your miseries away. It's going to lead for you to not be happy, okay? I moved to another country. I'm focused on myself. Oh, good for you. Good. Date. Get out there. Get out there. Dragonfly. Feisty girl. See? You don't know if you will have passion again. Like before, you feel like things are just going to be different. It's like, will this change ignite the passion I had before in the past? Will I have this? It's like you're unsure. If you make this change, will I be happy? Will your life have that passionate drive again? Don't be tempted. Don't tempt yourself. From what? Don't go to the devil's energies. What about this? Don't be tempted with the past. There is no truth there. All there is suffering and pain. Okay? So it's like, don't be tempted by the past. There's no truth. It's lies, it's deceit, it's suffering, it's pain, it's grief, it's emotional loss. This past situation who didn't know your worth. Okay, enough of the misery. Let's go on to the healing messages. Sorry, guys. Healing messages, please. Help from above. Thank you, Jesus. Yes, Spirit is trying to help you. Your spirit guides, God, the universe, is trying to help you. Your angels, your archangels. Help from above. Not rising, not allowing the inner child to rise. It's almost like saying, like, Spirit is trying to help that pure side of you to ascend because you're having a hard time allowing it to soar free, okay? It's like you're keeping yourself stagnant in a situation, possibly. This could be all in the 5D, guys. And it could be not in the 3D. This could be all in the 5D. You don't even realize you keep yourself stuck, possibly. Sexual arts, guys. Something with temptation, guys. Feeling like the passion. Maybe you had the most insane chemistry. You're afraid it's not going to ascend. It's like almost like you're afraid of you're not going to have that kind of chemistry in your life again with somebody. Create the family tribe. Oh my God. You created a family tribe with the illusions. You manifested a family tribe with a mask on. Interesting. Why? Explain this. The healing. explain this? Because you weren't being vulnerable, you weren't opening your heart, you weren't allowing yourself. This could be this past situation you were dealing with, guys. Okay? You weren't allowing yourself to be tender, sweet. Maybe you're being too rough and abrasive. See without sexuality. Not allowing yourself to be vulnerable. You need to see without being yourself to be sexual. It's almost like remove the sex, guys. All right, so look at a situation. Okay, so Spirit's saying like, remove the sexual part of it and look at the truth of this past person, past situation, whatever this person or situation is, right? Don't think about the sexual aspects of this. Think about everything besides the sex. Was it really all that? Was it a false illusion you created because of passion, because of lust possibly, or because of the insane chemistry? It's tough to see without sexuality. It's tough to see without sex. Is that possible? Bingo, soul family tribe. It's tough to see without sex. Is that making sense to anybody out there? 800 miles away. Well, that's true. When you're 800 miles away, yeah, it's almost like tough to see without sex. If you remove the sex, what will happen? Or if you take the sex talk out, like what is it going to be? You were maybe just drawn to something because of sexuality, possibly. Interesting. This is a very interesting vibe, guys. It's funny because I actually do want to start another YouTube page, and it is going to be about sex. So, and it's just kind of funny how this is saying remove the sex. Remove the sexual part of it. What was it without sex? What was it? It's almost like the sexual nature is the reason why you couldn't ascend because of the sexuality. Interesting. Finding out he tried to bring back. Okay. Yeah, it's almost like saying, so if you're drawn to this person because of sexuality, they're saying remove that. What are they without it? What are you and them without the sex component? Are you friends? Are you best friends? Are you, I don't even like this person? You know what I mean? Somebody's not being honest, not being authentic, not being genuine, not being present. Is somebody present if you remove sex? If you remove that sexual feeling, will they not be present anymore? Is that what they're trying to say? Are they not being honest with this? Or are they saying, if you remove this sexual aspect, you will see how this person really shouldn't even have been in your life? If you really, and you see all the inner qualities of them, would you have truly been drawn to that? I know I wouldn't have been, you know. Let's see, what else? In my past person, you know. It's funny though. It's funny how Spirit just triggered this memory. When it comes to my ex-husband, or soon-to-be ex-husband, I never thought about him with sexuality. He was very attractive, right? But we didn't have chemistry like that. I don't want to be loud. I don't want my kids to hear. You're tripping this morning? Well, let's see. It's like, so I thought it didn't have to be about the sex. I didn't need to, I thought I was young. You didn't need that chemistry, but you do need chemistry and somebody you need to be with. But if you remove the sex aspect, what was it? Right? So there's like two sides to the story, right? If you remove this sexual thing that maybe drew you to this person, what was it? Right? And now I'm thinking the other side because I'm thinking of being the devil's advocate, right? And then guys, you still there? I hope you're still there. Can you see me? Can somebody say yes? Something happened. I hope you can still see me. Anyway, yeah, and then okay, good, thank you. Good morning. So I was like, my first relationship was, it didn't matter about the sex, right? And I was like, it's okay because we loved each other so much it would work. And then that just failed after 22 years of marriage. You need that chemistry. And then another relationship I had was all about chemistry, but then everything else lacked, even though we had this friendship or whatever. But now, like that I'm reading these cards, it's almost like with that person that I was only drawn to because of chemistry, it was like an utter fail because all I could see was that. Is this making sense to you? So it's like I was so drawn to that. I was like, how could I want anything other than this? But if I really truly removed all of that and really looked at that person, they were not good for me. They weren't good to me, right? They didn't make me that choice. They didn't make me the option. So it's like remove this thought of sex and really truly look at the person for who they are with your third eye, right? Really see this person. I'm sure like you'll see the vulnerable sides, the good sides, the sweet sides, but then when you see the dark sides of them, how they truly treated you, just in time for that gem. That's what I needed to do to see. All right, good. Well, it was like, yeah, it's like you really need to see who this person is. Remove this sexual aspect of them. Remove this chemistry, this lust. Really strip this person down naked. Who are they? Who were they to you? Were they really everything that you thought they were? I'm sure you'll see the truth. They probably were not, right? No, exactly. It's hard to look past the past behaviors. There are ways of changing. There are ways of somebody, people can change. They really can. They have to want. You're a product of their past and you're a product of their bad behavior from the past. It's really hard to see somebody, in a new way. They really have to prove themselves to you. Do you really, and it's like, do you really want to waste your time proving yourself or waste your time and waiting them to prove themselves to you? You know what I mean? Because that's time. That's the game of time. Do you want to play the game? Do you want to play the risk? It's a deck of cards. Do you want to throw it out? Do you want to possibly repeat a pattern? Do you really love this person enough to see if they're going to change? Because, in my own personal world, I waited a very long time. My God, I gave my soon-to-be ex-husband 22 years of marriage. I've known him since I was 9. I've given him multiple times and opportunities to change. Right? He really didn't change. Actually, he changed and they would go right back. And every time he would go back, his back would be worse than before. And it was funny because I remember right before I moved out of the house, he literally came to me. Mind you, I'm the one who's leaving him, okay? He says to me, we can work this out, but you need to be like this. You need to be that subservient wife. You need to be the trophy wife. You need to do everything the way I want you to do it. You need to basically sit there, be pretty, be a housewife, stay at home, and not have a life and not say your opinion. You need to be the old school Italian woman that I want you to be. And I looked at him and I laughed. And I said, thank you. I'm like, wow, you are really clarifying why I'm leaving you. Like, I'm not allowed to be a person if I'm with you. But yet he was telling me he would accept me back if I go into the way he wanted me to be. Mind-boggling. So it was like every time I accepted him back, it was worse. He got into this distortion in his mind, right, that I just had to just be, like he finally, like it was almost like he reached his top and he was like, that's it, enough is enough. Be the way I want you to be, or we can't reconcile. And I said, and in my mind, I'm like, I don't want to reconcile with you because of the way you are. And you've pushed me to this nth degree. And the more he's pushed me, right, the more I've backed away. And the more resilient I became. And the more I wanted to be me. So I think that's what they're saying is like, remove it. And for some reason, sexuality is coming here. So if you're driven to a person because of sexuality, these dudes are weird. Oh, they're so weird. I'm an alpha feeling more comfortable in the I am too, though. That's the thing. I am too. I've always been an alpha female. Always. But because of my upbringing, I know that I was supposed to be a certain way. I was supposed to be like the mask, even though like the man was supposed to be the man, right? Even though I was very high and like, above, like I was very alpha. So I knew how to keep my balance because I had to because of my upbringing. And because then I ended up marrying somebody who was Italian like me. And he's on first generation, he's off the boat, right? Even more old school. So like had to be some balance here. But basically him saying, no, you need to be my bitch and be the trophy wife. And you're not allowed to have a life. And you're not allowed to enjoy anything except for me and my circle. Otherwise, you can't exist in my world. It's ridiculous. Oh, this phone is glitching. I'm so going to have to return this one. Yeah, so I feel like that's kind of what Spirit is trying to say, guys. Why didn't I respect my mom? Well, yeah, like my dad, the same thing. He still doesn't respect my mom because she's so subservient. She doesn't exist. She's my dad's bitch. And she'll always be. And she'll never stand in her power. Honestly, my mother, seeing her do that with my dad, and then my mother-in-law, even though she was so alpha, she let her husband cheat on her all the time. She just accepted it. It was this way, she wasn't allowed to go out and do anything except for work and be his bitch. And he was allowed to work and sleep with everybody. And she just accepted it over and 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 again. I'm like, yeah, no, that's not going to be me. I said, these two women are not going to be me. I don't want this life. All right. It's funny because our families, I would say most of our families who live in the United States of America, at some point or another, moved to this country for the American dream. Right. Even if you're like the 20th generation here on this land, somebody moved here for this country to have a better life. Right. At one point, because this was American Indian land. We stole it. Right. So I want the dream of having a good life, a good marriage, a good family. I'm accepting this reality that exists. It's just you standing in your power and knowing your worth and meeting somebody who's going to be your match. Be gentle with this review. All right? So it's almost like, don't be hard on yourself if you're seeing that you are drawn to a situation or a person because of sexuality, right? Take back your power. It's funny how they're wording this. Take back your power and don't clear your space. Okay? Oh, it's like the pain of living. It's almost like saying, take back your power and don't change who you are. All right? I'm not talking about decluttering your house. Be who you are. Okay? And then this other past situation, remove all the pretty intricacies, remove the decorations, remove the lust, the charm, the swag, remove it. Whatever it was that actually drew you in, strip this situation down to the bare minimals and dissect it and observe it. Be gentle with it though. Don't be hard on yourself. It's saying be gentle. You didn't really know, right? Something had to draw you into this person in this past situation. Okay, but now they're saying, look at it. And we were talking about this yesterday. Look at it for what it really is. Okay, last healing messages here that you want to say to the collective for today before I have to end this message and get ready because I clearly need to go back to the store and remove this. Wait, I wanted to read what this is. The pain of living as a woman long term must be. What is this? Oh, it is. I can't even tell you. I've lived that lifestyle for so many years, but to see my mother have no worth. She's my dad's bitch. And it's funny, my dad thinks he's the master of the universe, but he can't do anything without my mother because she wipes his ass. Even though he can build skyscrapers, but he can't wipe his own ass. It's kind of interesting, right? Found out recently that I have needed, oh, cool, 4 generations. Don't recognize the power as a woman. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to read this. I'm definitely masculine in energy, even though I'm so feminine as well. It's so funny because I've always been like that. Even as a child, I was a tomboy, but yet I was the girliest of tomboys. I dissect animals for fun. My dad would go hunting and I would gut the animals for him because I loved it. But then I was like putting my makeup on and wanted to look all pretty. So it was like very weird masculine and feminine energies. I had to find the balance as a child because it was very strange. People are strange when they are strangers. Faces seem wicked when you're alone. Okay, it's saying, don't be paid. Oh, see? Ooh. Stop wasting your time on claiming this independence and taking your power and respecting and loving yourself. When you allow someone to control you or dominate you and change who you are as a person and being submissive, being subservient, and I hope to God this message spreads out very far in other countries that women don't have any power. You can't love yourself when you allow somebody to dominate you and not respect you equally. I've always wanted to start something for women in other countries who are treated less than, who have no respect, women who get castrated as if we don't have it hard enough being a woman. Most of us can't even climax without using multiple stimulation, where a guy just has to stick their dick inside of us and they get off. It's really sucks that we always get the shit under the stick, that we need to be looking down, that we need to be covered. Okay? I know this conversation is really going into another direction, but I don't know why Spirit is triggering me to say this. There's always been something inside of me that's drawn me to women who are in third world countries who can't stand in their power and in their respect. You don't even have to be in a third world country, in a second world country. Okay? It's it sucks that we can't be us. Honestly, there's a reason why I'm writing this book that I have to finish up, but I'm not going to finish up until I'm done with everything legally. But there's a reason why Eve was Adam's second wife. There's a reason why. It's because women are so strong, We really are. We need to be resilient. Why the fuck do you think we're the ones that have to give birth? A man can't do that. They can't even get a fucking their finger pricked without fucking going crying the blues. They can't get the cold without thinking that the universe is falling and dying. Sorry, men, if you are watching me. I am sorry, but it is the truth. It sucks. It really sucks being a woman in a lot of aspects, unless you're a woman in a country that allows you to be a woman and stand in your power. Because if you're a woman who wants to stand in your power and you're in a third world country, you're not allowed to. You need to leave that country. Actually, I know a woman who was from Pakistan, was married, was in an abusive relationship. She had a son. And thank God their laws are a little bit different than over here, even though she wasn't allowed to be a woman. Lilith, exactly. Thank you. She fled the country with her son to get away from her husband. Now, in the United States, if you were found, you would be thrown in jail. In her country, they would probably just kill her. But they won't hunt her down. The United States will hunt her down. And in her country, they won't hunt her down. They won't come here to get her. You know, she just can't go back. In this country, they will hunt you down. And they'll fucking throw you in jail, right? So it's a little bit different. But how courageous of her to pick up her shit and just get on a fucking plane with her son, not having anybody here, okay? She had to go in like a home for moms. It's almost like a homeless shelter, right? To rebuild her house herself up here to have a future with her son, you know? And I wish like there's something I could do. I wish that there's something we could do to build up homes like that for women who want to escape. We can, almost like the Underground Railroad for oppressed, abused women. Women who are castrated. God forbid they have a sexual urge just for being a woman. If a guy only knew what it's like to be a woman. It sucks. It sucks in many aspects. I mean, it's beautiful. It's amazing. But to like not be able to be who you want to be because you're a woman, fucking sucks. I've lived a little bit of that life here in this country because of my upbringing, you know? For those of you who were always born with a very strong, independent mother who's allowed you, or parents who's allowed you to be who you are, that's fucking awesome. It's a gift that you have no idea. I wasn't allowed, just so you know, I was born in this country. I'm one of 5 siblings. I'm the only girl, the middle child. My parents had no ideas of me being anything but a wife and a mother. I wasn't allowed to go to school. I wasn't allowed to go to college. I wasn't supposed to make anything of myself. I was just supposed to be a warm hole for a man to stick his dick inside of, and just to shut up and cook and clean and do what I was told. But as you can see, I am the complete opposite of that. So imagine the struggle. Now, if that was who I was meant to be, fine. Like if I was truly inside that person, easy. It was a no-brainer. I would have been fine with my ex, right? But it's not who I am. I'm a free spirit. This conversation, I'm clearly saying this for somebody out there who needs to hear this. Because this is my dirty past. This is my dirty truth. Spirit is saying, stand in your fucking power, girls, boys, whoever's, feminines who are watching this. I wasn't truly standing up to myself. Exactly. So it's like, stop wasting your time and claiming your independence and claiming your strength. You are so much stronger. Let me tell you something. If that woman from Pakistan can get on that fucking plane and have nobody here, if I can do it defying my family, I don't think you understand the integration of the families. We're not 2 families. We were one. I'm literally divorcing a family. We were in every single holiday together. We were together every weekend, 2 families. I literally had to have enough power to say fuck you to everybody, even my own family, if they weren't going to have my back, because I knew there's a large possibility that they would not. And there's a portion of my family who didn't and still don't really talk to me right now because they're so intertwined with my soon-to-be ex-husband's family. I'm okay with it. I'm okay riding solo. So, you know what I mean? You need to be strong to be able to do that. And honestly, vice versa. There are many men in this world, as we know. Let's just say, let's flip the switch here. I like to be the devil's advocate. Let's go to our divine masculines, especially our divine masculines who are in third-party situations. They don't have the balls to leave a third-party situation. You know what I'm saying? They don't have the balls to walk away from a situation that they know is not good for them. But yet, we as women, the weaker, the feminine, have more strength. This is why we go back to Lilith. This is why Eve was Adam's second wife. We are stronger. This is why the masculine is always behind us. Can I tell you something? When I met my boyfriend, we met during COVID. The first thing that he said, he messaged me through Facebook. We talked, whatever. He said, come over. I said, sure, when the weather is warm, I'll meet you outside for a drink, because we were in the thick of COVID. I was being kind of cautious, right? The first day I met him, the first conversation we had, he's divorced. His wife did not leave him. He left his wife because she treated him like a piece of garbage. She treated him the way my soon-to-be ex-husband treated me. But he had the balls to walk away. I instantaneously was like this. I don't know you, but I like you. I'm like, you are the first man that I know has that kind of pair of balls, who up and leaves a wife with 2 young children because she disrespected him and treated him like a piece of garbage. I had an instant respect, and I instantaneously admired this man, because I know how hard it is for a man to do that. It's hard as shit. It's hard for us, but yet it's almost like we are somehow better at it than men are. Men can't do that. So I was like, damn. And it's funny because he has a lot of feminine traits. He would just shoot me if he heard this. He is so in touch with his feelings. He's a Scorpio. He's all about feelings. He's instantly will cry at the drop of a dime. If anything emotional, tears, tears. But yet, the strength that he had within him to do that is insane. That's why I tell him sometimes, I'm like, you have a lot of divine feminine in you. You just don't see it. He's very balanced in his masculine and his feminine energy. I think he's got a little bit more of the feminine energy. I think I have a little bit more of the masculine energy. So I think we balance each other out pretty well, you know? But to meet a man who could do that is pretty fucking insane. So a lot of the masculines that we dwell on from our past is not that kind of man. So I think that's why Spirit is trying to say here. Remove this illusion that we put on somebody. We gave them this grand facade of being so awesome. And it could have been drawn in because of our sexual encounters with this person. But once you remove everything, were they really that great? Were they really that good for you? I have a feeling the answer is going to be no. As I have this high pitch buzzing in my ear. It's like, it's a bell that won't stop. It's right here. Okay. Yeah, I have the answer. I have a feeling the answer is going to be no. It's time to not waste your time, ladies and gents who are watching me. And like I said, I am sorry, men who are watching me. I don't mean to talk shit on men. I love men. I am very masculine myself, but there are traits of men, especially men in third world countries, which I absolutely despise. Although I do associate myself being very masculine. It's time to rise up. It's time to be independent. It's time to not change who you are and just respect it. Okay, guys? I gotta go. It's a very long daily vibe. It took me a while to get to the point because Spirit was not being very specific. I think he needed me. It's almost like we needed to go through all these lessons to get to the point. Does that make sense? I'm fighting the illusions lately, feeling sad, wanting to call him. Don't call him, dreaming of him. So let those feelings go. I know. It's hard. It really is hard. But I feel like Spirit is saying, if you really, really look at the inside, you wouldn't like what you saw. You wouldn't like it if you really, really looked everything down to the nitty gritty. All right, guys, I have to go and I have a phone call coming in and I will see you guys tomorrow. Love and light. Bye, guys.